This video is going to be quite difficult for me to make and for Rosie because we don't often talk about things that are quite sad on the channel, and we realised that we couldn't continue making normal content without making this video first. I was 12 weeks pregnant, and unfortunately our baby died.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get some tissue.
Oh God, I thought I'd be able to do at least one sentence.
I'm okay, Bobo. I'm all right, honestly. Can I just say, don't be jealous of our toilet paper?
Yeah, sorry that we've got toilet paper in time of crisis. God, thank you.
I love that you've only used one square.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lockdown. We found out that we were expecting our first child on Valentine's Day of this year. I was inseminated on the 1st of February, and we were overjoyed to find out that it had worked first time.
We actually found out 10 days later on the 10th, but we were meant to wait 2 weeks, and 2 weeks was Valentine's Day, February the 14th.
Yeah.
And that was when we got the real strong line, didn't we? And that was our first go.
Yeah.
So Rose went perfectly, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I almost thought it was too good to be true. Which it was.
And then we went for an early scan, which we wouldn't have really done, but it was offered by the clinic we used, so they were like, have an early scan. And we went in and they said, oh, we're not sure if it's viable, we're not sure, it's kind of 50-50 whether you're going to miscarry or whether the pregnancy's fine. And me and Rose were like, going to be fine.
Like, shut up.
Yeah, we were like, shut up.
Sorry, we're YouTubers. Of course it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
You know, we're famous. Horrible things don't happen to famous people ever.
Never. Because they gave us 50-50 odds. I was like, those are great odds. I like those odds. And
I didn't like those odds. We just weren't that bothered. I mean, obviously with OCD I was a little worried.
But generally we were like, nah, I think it's going to be fine. So we didn't get to hear the heartbeat on the early scan, which we should have been able to, and stuff like that.
So a little time had passed and we booked another scan, and that was when they said, you know, I'm really sorry, but the baby stopped developing.
Yeah, baby stopped developing.
And then I think we couldn't really process it very well, and the way that, you know, we had a few days where we were just incredibly sad.
Yeah.
And then I think what we did is, because we are just like this as people, we jumped back into our work again, and we were like, okay, well, that's really sad. It didn't happen first time.
But you hadn't physically miscarried, right? So we were told, like, okay, it's not working out.
And then I tried to forget that it ever happened, because I had to carry on with making videos, and I didn't have to do that, but I actually found that it was helpful to me. So we didn't actually miss a video. We were still doing cameos. We were still doing live streams. And like, I think I was in a bit of denial.
And we were like, oh, you know, we're going to spend lockdown trying to create really happy content and making everyone happy, and that'll make us happy too. So then we were waiting for you to miscarry as well, and we were like, let's keep busy, because we didn't know when it was going to happen.
Well, I just didn't realise when I went to the hospital, and I thought that
this was not in an emergency, right? When you went to the hospital for an appointment.
For an appointment, they gave me options. They said you can miscarry at home, you could have a medically assisted miscarriage, or you could have a surgical abortion. Like, I can't talk about the miscarriage, because like I feel like I need to have some kind of therapy or something before I talk about that constructively.
Yeah, and also we don't feel like YouTube is a place to...
Well, honestly, you know, it was far more traumatic than anybody had prepared me for. So I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I am going to talk about the fact that, you know, we were expecting a baby, and you know, I was... You know, to miscarry at 12 weeks is quite late, really, to miscarry, even though the baby hadn't developed, you know, to the 12-week stage. And I think that's why maybe I had slightly more of a tougher time. But I wasn't even going to really talk about this in a video, because I didn't really want to make that video, but then we realised, didn't we, that we couldn't it would almost be like we were rebuffing the amount of support that you guys had given us on Instagram and Twitter, if we didn't address the fact that this had happened. And I also didn't want to do an injustice to our baby by just pretending it didn't happen, you know? So that's why we thought it would be good, because we did say that we would, I know it's up to us what we decide to share, but we did say we were going to, you know, let you guys know about this journey, including the highs and the lows. And perhaps I was slightly naive to think that, I didn't assume everything would go right, because nothing ever does in life, you know, that's just life. But I didn't realise how much of a emotional and physical blow this would be.
We weren't expecting it.
Maybe I underestimated that, perhaps.
We didn't realise that apparently it's 1 in 4 people have a miscarriage.
Yeah,
and,
I didn't know
and we
that.
didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I think most people probably go into a baby journey with positive expectations.
And so they should, because I think that helps. You know, I do think it helps.
But I think that, I guess to get all the road to good things is never smooth, I guess.
No, but yeah, I'm not ready to talk about the physicalities of things yet, because I do want to talk about that though, and I think that's important, but I can't do that right now because I don't think it's necessary right now.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say thank you, because I've never received so much lovely, warm wishes and love before ever. And I just think that was so nice of you guys to
And it actually really helped.
Halfway through my miscarriage, which lasted over 9 days, I panicked because the pain was horrendous.
Was so bad you couldn't move. Was the reason you went to hospital.
And I went to hospital, and
blood loss.
During COVID, you know, they're very reluctant to send an ambulance and stuff, and we obviously didn't want to. I didn't want to go, honestly, but I was scared. They put me in my own separate room. They made sure I was totally comfortable. I had gas and air, which is just a trip, I can tell you. Yeah. And they were just fantastic, and I've never felt so safe, honestly, in my life. They were just brilliant. I cannot praise them enough. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent me well wishes, because it really did help me through the hospital stage, you know, because that's when we had to really tell people it had happened, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
Oh yeah, so this is what was horrible, because obviously we didn't tell you guys we were pregnant because it was too early to tell with anyone, and then we knew the baby had stopped developing, and we didn't want to be like, hey, we were pregnant and now we're not, because that's weird. And we were waiting for you to miscarry, and then you miscarried and went to hospital, and I texted you when you were at hospital, like, it's like, I think we need to tell people, because you're in hospital, I'm alone at home, and no one has any idea what's going on. I was like, this is just so weird.
Yeah, it felt like the right time to tell you guys while it was happening, because honestly, I kind of needed you guys as well, because
we needed you
know, we were scared, and we can't, you know, I haven't been able to see my mum through any of this, which has been really hard for me, because I'm really close with my mum and dad,
or your sister, or
my
anyone.
sister, and I just had to call them at each stage.
That was hard as well, because you went to hospital and I had to call your mum. I'd be like, hey Barbara, Rosie's in an ambulance, go to hospital.
My mum was so quick to be like, I'm coming, and I was like, you're not coming, because first of all, you can't come, and second of all, I'm not risking you.
Yeah, and then you were worried, we were worried because you'd been to the hospital.
She would spontaneously come, and I'd be carrying COVID.
Yeah, we were worried you'd have COVID after being in hospital, so then, like, your OCD was crazy.
We've had quite a lot to think about, haven't we?
Just because we've lost the baby, and we've made a video like, okay, yeah, that's happened. No matter what happens later down the line, like, nothing will take that away, and it's still our baby, and we love our baby, and the moment you got pregnant, we fell in love with the baby, and you know, even if one of us has another baby later on or whatever, it doesn't, like, mean we don't love our baby.
I think
we won't take it away.
I was worried about making this video, because I said to Rosie, you know, I've never had 4 weeks off of YouTube for the last 9 years, and I really need this time, because I just can't make videos, and I was worried that when I made this video, it would mark the end of, like, as long as I was allowed to grieve. And I thought, well, I don't want to make that video because I don't want that to be the mark of, oh, you've had your time now it's back to work, sorry, you have to be happy again. And I will be happy again. I just, I don't know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. You're saying that you didn't want to make this video, go back to our usual content,
and then be like, oh,
forget,
that's
because
a shame that happened.
Like,
cool.
Yeah, it's like, we're not going to forget this ever. This is like a part of our life now. That's just it. The book's been written, like, it is what it is, and we'll always love our baby. And
I won't miss the morning sickness though.
No, but
we don't know, but we're pretty sure.
Intuition tells us it was a boy. Basically,
I mean, I think
it was too early to know the sex of the baby, and not that it matters, but we just feel mother's intuition. We just feel like it was a boy, so we've given him a name, and that's our boy, and that's fine.
And we put him under the tree.
We buried him. Yeah.
So, and then we planted some flowers, which look really good. So, yeah, the garden looks great. So,
yeah. Whether this is the first time you're hearing it or not, like, whether you've just discovered us or whether you've been on the whole journey with us, thank you. We wouldn't get to do what we do without you. We wouldn't have the life that we have without you guys. And if we can help people or share with you just everything, then that's nice, and we want to do that. And we appreciate all your comments, all your well wishes. I appreciate the people lighting the candles. That was really nice. We are moving forward, but we're not like, it's not like, oh, that was that. Like, no, and here's another thing. Rose is still a mum as well. She was a mum the moment we saw we both were. The moment Rose got pregnant, we saw the line. It's like, you got pregnant. You were making our baby. And just because, unfortunately, we didn't get to see it through to the very end, doesn't mean that make you any less of a mum, because the moment you were pregnant and before, we were reading books, you were taking the pregnancy pills, you stopped drinking coffee, obviously, like, you did everything you could.
I could not drink coffee. No, I was like,
you were so good. Like, literally, the moment she was pregnant, she just completely cold turkey, didn't touch a drop of caffeine. Like, you were reading the books every day. You did every single thing you could possibly do.
Wasn't good enough though, was it? Hey? Wasn't good enough, was it?
You did everything you could for the baby. And also, just so you know, as far as we're aware as well, this has nothing to do with Rosie's polycystic ovary syndrome or anything like that. There's no blame. No one did anything wrong. It's not like, you didn't go, like, drink a load of alcohol or anything like that. Sometimes these things just happen, and sometimes there's no reason. It just is what it is. It's 1 in 4. Anyone, it could happen to me. It could have happened to you. It just happened to happen.
I have to believe though that it didn't happen because maybe timing was not right for this baby.
Yeah, you personally like to believe there was some kind of reason that you just don't understand, like a higher reason, right?
Like a positive, some kind of positive reason why this baby wasn't born right now. We have got some videos that we pre-filmed from a while ago to go live at some point.
Yeah, so and they're really good videos.
They're really good.
We did an amazing. Let's confess that I don't know when we're going to put up. I don't know if it'll be next or later or whatever. But we do want you to see that because it was so good. I don't want it to be like wasted.
No.
And we're
just gonna happy video.
We're just gonna take our time. Like, if we feel like making a good video, we will, and if we need a bit more time, then I guess we just need a bit more time. But we just want to say thank you to you guys for being there for us.
Yes,
we really appreciate it.
I do. And
yeah, and also, like, obviously we're still at the moment currently while we're filming this, we're still in lockdown. There's no rush to we're not rushing getting back on the baby journey either.
Well, we can't right now.
We can't anyway.
They've stopped inseminations, which is fine because
but just in case anyone was like, okay, so when are you?
No,
we're gonna put the brakes on that for a bit and just
we were gonna call him Oscar.
Yeah.
After Rosie's dead cat.
It wasn't after my dead cat, but
no, we just thought that was a really cool name.
Yeah, we just felt like it.
So yeah, that was, and I'm really sorry, Oscar, if I have misgendered you. Apologies. I'm a terrible mother.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
But we feel like we knew. But
yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Okay, well, Take care of yourself in lockdown, and always remember that sometimes snot happens.
Bye.